So we got our 2 fertilizer tanks, the seeds on that. We got an old soil saver we got from the new farm. We pulled that out of the bushes, 2 hoses blew. Philip's gonna go chisel plow for a while, and then we'll switch over to the grubbers or field cultivator or soil finisher. Hannes has his dump box on the 200 and he ain't giving that thing up, so yeah, we're just switching 1 or 2 tractors every day or so, pulling a different implement to stay ahead with the chisels and stuff, and it's just how we gotta do it. He ain't giving up that 200, so we gotta do other stuff to get going. I gotta go pick up Stanley from the field because he's bringing it there for Marcus, and we got everything rolling. I got a phone call from Alex. Said I gotta come up to the shop, work on the chisels. Look at this rock collection basket I made last year. Not really a basket, I just put a floor in. But my dirt isn't leaving like it's supposed to. She was in really hard clay ground. The field that we put the oats on last year. So it's really hard. Doesn't drain well because it's not sandy land. She's a little wore out, but it's working. She said we gotta flip a couple teeth, so we'll get to that. No, not flipping teeth. Reapplying the bolt. Okay, we'll do that. Okay. I slapped a new tooth on there, 2 new bolts, because putting 2 new bolts on with that half-worn one are just gonna fall off sooner than later, and it's almost shot. Alex, what do you think? What is your thoughts of the day?
Not bad.
Not
a couple
bad.
more days of sunshine would be nice.
She's gonna get all the fields chiseled by herself.
Yeah, right.
No, she's got Philip helping.
Yep, Philip.
We got Christoph here coming to Enosburg. He's got a traffic line behind him. Not really many places for him to pull over, but that's not a bad line. He can only do 26 miles an hour with that car, or with that tractor, not 33, 34 like we can with the Massey's, so he's a little bit slower. Well, we call this behind the old school because the old Berkshire school used to be down there, but that field is where we put the oats last year. We're gonna put oats down there this year. And anyways, Philip, he ended up having his tractor shut down on him. It wasn't charging anymore, so we got battery charger because he ran it till the thing won't start, but wire came loose because of corrosion. So I'm gonna get a Jimmy rig for now. Oh, you don't want to fix it for me?
No.
Anyways.
The wires are next.
So what happened is, well, I already opened it up. This is a main breaker fuse, 225 fuse amp from the starter to the alternator. Corrosion has taken over, and then it pulled out on this side. So I'm gonna open this up. We're gonna get a new one of these coming on Monday. Today's Saturday. And we're gonna get it at least connected so it runs again. Once we fix this, put a new one on, it won't have a charging issue anymore either. Well, I didn't have much knowledge what was broken, and what I brought, for some reason the socket I had did not fit this because it's a locking nut, it's egged. So I ripped the tape off, opened that back up, and I got it squeezed back shut. It's tight. Yes, we're gonna order the right one, but to get it going for today, it should be good. I gotta put what I can back on of this, and then I gotta tape this up really good and zip tie it. That way nothing happens, but we'll be good. We'll figure it out. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try it. I got it on boost. Not enough juice. He drained this battery. Alrighty. So what I ended up doing is we just got it running. It wouldn't start. Power would go to the cab, but nothing would even attempt to start. There's just so much corrosion here that it's not allowing enough power through. Philip figured that out, right?
I guess so. Back connection. Back connection.
Anyways, so what I did is I chopped that sucker off with the grinding wheel, stripped it back. We put 2 hose clamps on there. Now we have great connection. It's probably charging, but unless you didn't notice that, Philip.
What's that?
The charging light was on when you started it?
Yeah, it was,
when
I started, I noticed that it should be off. It should be off.
Should be.
When I go back up.
So I'm gonna electrical tape that sucker up, and I'm gonna tie it out of the way, and we're gonna run it. And either you fix it like this, or you don't have this tractor for almost a week, because you're gonna lose it for 2 days because it's the weekend for the parts to come, the wiring harness. They probably don't have that in stock, so it will be the end of the week before you get that, and then you don't have the tractor all week. So we fix it so we can keep working. And we put the AC belt on this morning. Phillips didn't have a dirty cab this morning.
Dirty cab,
He had the window open all day yesterday because there was no AC. The belt blew off. Well, should fire it up. I'll check if that alternator light turns off, because this is a rebuilt alternator. This was grass 2 years ago. We switched it over last spring.
Yeah, this one on. There we go, now it's off. There we go.
There.
Yeah, everything's all off now. No air on? Okay.
Yeah, you're good. All right, well, Philip's gonna head to the next field. Alex ended up finishing chiseling this on her own. The reason we are running this chisel instead of our other John Deere one is our other John Deere one, we have my dad built it like 30 years ago. It's basically an I-beam pull blade, this thing that mounts onto the front of that chisel plow. It's just a homemade blade, basically. It's nothing special, but it does the job, and we're using that with the bulldozer to do some land leveling. And figured with this chisel plow, we'll leave that on the blade. We don't have to put it on the chisels or take that blade off. And it's just something I guess I've never shown. This ground's definitely a little wet, but they're working it up. It'll get the sun that's finally decided to show up. All worked in now, and it'll start drying finally. Christoph will plant this tomorrow, and we're gonna plant the oats tomorrow too. So we've been pretty productive the last 2 days now finally, but it's hard when the weather's not been cooperating. Stanley's in the 7600, and Marcus is just doing another pass up here. This was the field that was oats. He's working that in, getting all those clump balls slowly worked in, and he's just giving that an extra pass, so that'll help. So Ferdy's gonna go with this thing. He's taking over for me. I got the potash down for the top field. That was oats last year. And Marcus is working that in the second time. I think Christoph's gonna get to planting that today. This field right here, this is gonna be oats this year, this section of the field. We're still putting potash down. It ain't gonna hurt. We did it last year for that, and we grew really good. It grew really good, so we're not gonna change something that worked good. And then I'm gonna go take this unit. I guess this would be the other machine that I haven't shown. It's a Pro-Till 20-foot. This is why we had to turn this tractor up, because it does take all the horsepower to pull this sucker. But it does a beautiful job. Well, we're coming into one of the new fields. Better turn all these blinking stuff off. So, I think this is like 30-something acres. They got liquid manure on most of it, and then we got rained out that day. We had like a quarter of the field left where you could see a lot of the grass still, the cover crop still growing. That we ended up just putting hard manure on. You can see there's a loading spot that was right there. Marcus and Ava took care of that here. This is actually right across from Jason's field, so he's right on the other side of that. I think in a video I was explaining that they were in a field right across from us. and this would be that field. It's a little hilly, so what we're gonna do is, it's hilly and stony. We are dropping this thing, and we are not gonna chisel it because we don't want it to pick rocks. This thing does pull hard, but it does do an amazing job. So we got to put the tilt back and forth and float, and the wings and float. We have to put the wings and float on this one because there's no wheels on the outside. The new 20-footers have wheels on the outside, and the 30-foot and plus have wheels on the outside, so you actually run down pressure for your wings and float for the tilting. That way there's no lifting torque on the tongue, and it actually floats separate from the frame. But this is a 2017 model. It will need discs by the end of this year, but it was way more affordable compared to anything remotely newer. We got it from a guy we got a lot of our European tractors from in Pennsylvania, and we got a good deal on it. And then that's why this tractor ended up getting tuned. Put this thing in low range because it needs a lot of power to pull. But I'm gonna get this outside row done, and then we will record a little bit more. I got a great example of why we don't want to chisel this field, or any of these certain fields. I got out, I already moved a little bit, but I got out to take a piss, and then I look at the dual, and there's a stone stuck in here. Now it's all loose, but I don't want to keep driving like that because clearly it's been banging around in there, and you don't notice it in the cab, but for some reason I had a chain with me. So we're gonna do the old-fashioned trick. We'll wrap it around that rock, and since it's so long, I'm gonna wrap it around this implement and I'll drive forwards or backwards, whichever one I gotta do. Got the chain on there. I had to loop it. I couldn't go over and hook because I couldn't get this chain tight enough. This is all the chain I got. I could barely get it on there. Someone's gonna bitch. Come here and help me do it then. Anyways, we'll try to get this out. Well, I've done this many times, and this is the one time I record it, and it's not working great. This sucks. Alright. It's a weird ash-shaped rock. It's not perfectly round, and it's wedged just right where the chain keeps slipping, and now I got the chain shitty situations. So I gotta get this chain out. I got it on this side again, so when I back up, because of the only length I got, I don't think I'll reach that. It might pop off of here, but it ain't gonna hurt nothing. All right. Well, if we didn't have a lot of content, we got something to look at now. I should have never stopped to go to the bathroom. I would have never seen this. The worst part is if it gets in there, it can get out. I don't want to break the rim. I don't want to break the tire. I can't be running with it in there. And I really don't want to put the effort into taking this tire off. Alrighty, well, I tried. And I got too close to bending this rim, and I tried shaping it different in here, but it's so just pointy. It's like a triangle rock, or like a pyramid if you look at it this way, that I cannot get a chain to stay on it. It just slides over here, and then I'm trying to pull a chain on the rim, and I already made a little dent over here. I'm not adding to it, and I honestly don't know how this sucker got between the two beads, like where the rims start, because it's way wider than that, but it got in there. I'm glad it didn't cut the tire anywhere, but Furry's coming over with an impact and a block, and we're gonna have to at least loosen this rim up enough to drop it out, because I am not breaking a tire or a rim. So Furry here, he's gonna add some compaction, or compaction prevention.
Yes. Ford's gonna go.
Yeah. Put that on there, and we'll get that out of here. Alright. Kind of sucks that it's right at the bottom, but good thing we just had these off, because we just took this up to Canada. And we never seized those suckers.
We need a new impact, man.
Yep. We have beat the shit out of that.
It just got beat.
The impact did, not the tractor.
Alrighty.
Basically, you want to max that out, because we're gonna need all the room we can, because that thing is surprisingly wide. Got my regular wiggling. Yeah. What we don't want to do is pop this sucker off.
Technically, you could. Keep going. All around.
I guess we have more right there.
You leave the chopper on. We could even put the chain around it, and I can pull it, and then it'll definitely come. If you put the chain on the bottom of it.
It's almost enough. I should pop out right here, but you can do it on your side instead.
Yeah.
Should come out. Oh yeah, look at all that room for activities. That's a keeper. We'll add that to our stone collection. You know, I said when I came to this
tractor was heavier with this rock on it.
It pulled better. So what happened with this piston? Because I heard Alex saying something with a piston broke.
I don't know. It might have caught somewhere and it pulled the end out.
Oh, you guys put a different one in?
Put the other one on.
And the other chisel blow?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Left the hoses on there.
There. Slap this bad boy back together. Lesson learned, don't go take a pee break.
Yeah.
I would still be going right now.
You know, I bet you if I didn't grab that piece of steel, I'd have to go home, grab a piece of steel, because it would have been high enough.
Yeah, it would have sunk. We don't have much clearance with a 6-inch block on there. It was pushing the plate in a little bit, but
What did we do before we had impact guns?
I was just about to say that
this is more like a dud gun now.
sometimes it doesn't like to work in a certain angle.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna be like, that's why you buy Milwaukee.
Probably is why you buy Milwaukee.
But you know what?
We've had good luck for this.
This is our second DeWalt, and they take a pounding.
It lasts about 2-3 years. Yeah.
And then they
used every day.
Yeah. Beat on, thrown. This would suck with a breaker bar. Just so you know, I know this is gonna be tight enough because how we've always put the duals on.
Good and tight.
Alright. Shim. Okay. So we didn't want to pick stones over here, so the tractor did it for us.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna get going.
Yo.
He's probably got the next situation he's gotta go to. Well, we're rolling. And yeah, that was just a situation we had to deal with. If you don't have stuff breaking or causing problems during planting, you're not really planting. Because there's always something. I see I don't think my screen protector's bad on this thing. I think my camera's just a little messed up since I slammed it in a door yesterday. Gotta slow down, we're doing 10 miles an hour, but for this hill right here, there's some ruts from when we were spreading. Just, well, it's this hill right here behind me. From where I'm sitting to top must be at least 20, 25 feet taller than me, maybe 30. And at the peak over there from the bottom up, that's at least 40 feet elevation change. So it pulls like a mule. I just figured out how to get, well, while I was sitting there and waiting, I got the computer activated to, I don't have like any guidance or GPS on this tractor. It would be field ready for it, like you could get the stuff, it wouldn't take too much, but I could still track off width of the implement, and it's kind of getting area coverage, fuel usage, acres an hour, how long I've been doing it, and all that's activating it is one of my float valves. So once it's put in float and I start moving, it starts tracking. So number 3 and number 2 valve are always in float for the wings and for the tilt thing. So while I was waiting for Ferdy, I was figuring that out. I can't really do it while I'm working ground because I'm bouncing around, and I tried to, and I was almost getting motion sickness trying to look at that little screen, but gave me something to do. But for one pass right here, man, that looks nice. So this machine, this implement is another reason why I had to get this cab suspension fixed, because at high speeds, and now you're gonna be asking, why are you driving that fast? The Pro-Till is a high-speed implement. It has to be pulled a minimum of over 7 miles an hour to truly do what it's supposed to. I'm pretty sure from the videos I looked online, they recommend 9 miles an hour, really. 9 to like 13, 14, whatever, if you can get up to that speeds. But normally if you're between 8 to 10 miles an hour, this thing's doing a gorgeous job. So we like it, really like it so far, and it's really nice on these rocky fields that running chisels on. It just only pulls up stones and sucks. So as long as it's doing what we want, pretty happy.
So I'm gonna go down the train school students. Thanks to our
Well, we're at the next field. I got that one done. There wasn't much to record. It was bumpy as hell because of ruts from spreading, so I had to just put the camera down, and I had to go a lot slower for that because I'm not gonna beat the shit out of it just for the high speed either. Can only do that when it's nice going, which is most of the time. But we're coming to pine cones right over there. People around here that want to know, but they chisel plowed this today. I think Stanley harrowed a little bit of this, but we gotta till this up because let me turn my 4-ways off. We get our lights back. So Christoph wants to plant this tonight too. Still, it's only 8:30, so not bad at all. Put this thing in low range, 4-wheel drive, tilt that bad boy out, and we'll unfold. We'll get some more videos of this in the daytime, but I guess after that rock got in there, I kind of forgot to go mount the camera in a couple places for you guys. Well, I gotta raise an inch because this was just chiseled and we are sinking too deep, and I forgot to raise it so I can add shims. Give me a minute. Because it was chiseled, it's sinking more, so 2 shims is 1 inch added to height. It doesn't need much because it's only a 20-footer. There's only 2 pistons. I think on the wider ones you got 4 pistons you got to do it on. So there's 3 shims now, and yeah, that's all I gotta do. Should fix that. Gerhard on and off had to add and take away shims depending on what kind of ground he was in. But it was plugging behind where the packer is because it's just sinking too much. The rollers can't get over it. Well, oh, I gotta turn the radio off, otherwise you guys are gonna get copyrights. Anyways, I just got rained out. Ferdy is putting potash behind me. He's gonna finish the field at this rate. It was not supposed to rain that I knew of last time we checked the weather, but Mother Nature don't give a shit what we want. It's gonna do what it wants. Drop that down. This sucker is so heavy right now because the mud started sticking. I went up and down a couple times thinking it was gonna pass through quick, and in fact did not, and I felt it. I could feel the conditions getting worse because I was pulling 8-9 miles an hour, and then it was going a mile an hour slower and slower, and then I was only down to 6 miles an hour, and this thing was working hard. So yeah, no point ain't making a good seed bed. So, and I was only doing the first pass. I was going over what was chiseled, and then he was gonna potash it and I was gonna finish it, and Christoph was gonna plant this tonight still, but it is what it is. He'll get Enosburg done today. Well, I'm at the farm. Everybody's basically parking up. I just got off the phone with Christoph. He's in Enosburg. He has another half hour, he said. He'll be done planting that, except for the cornfield up by the grass that we switched over. And then Gerhard's right in there. You see him, he's like a cow's cabin. He's alright. I gotta go help him with that. It is only 9:23 right now at night, but he's checking for any cow's cabin. Anyways, tomorrow will be another day. It's Sunday, but hopefully over by the new farm, some of those fields, because it's like, I don't know, 4 miles different direction. Hopefully some of those fields are better and didn't get as much rain because it's a little farther away. It's only 4 miles, but sometimes it doesn't rain in that far away. So we'll see in the morning. I'm gonna end the video, and well, thanks for watching, and till the next one.